Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, cool. Welcome to Valheim. Um, do we have a ship over at the... We don't have one over at the farm, do we? We have 3 ships out there around the place.
Yeah, somewhere around the place.
Somewhere around the place, yeah. It's like, where the heck are they?
I can't remember what we did with them.
Well, we sailed
Heck,
one back here, so we've one here at the main base, and then we've 2 more that are out there
did we sail the one
somewhere.
back from the Mistlands base?
Uh, don't check. Yeah, there's no ship. Oh! No, it's a rock.
Where else could it be? The Yagloof base? East?
Could be the Yagluth base. Actually, yeah, I think there's one at the Yagluth. That's just called Yag, isn't it?
Either that or
South.
east.
South Plains. Queen 2. Motor. Flame. Anything? Right, there's east.
Here we go.
Okay, let's check this one.
Yep.
Nope.
Oh dear.
In fact, I think this was the one that we moved back to base.
Right, yes. May as well grab some cloudberries while I'm at it.
Yeah. I have no idea where they are. Let's see. Farm. Freighter. Temp. Maybe the temp one. Because that would have been used to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. North of us. That must be a very early one.
Oh, Temp, yeah. Temp is the North Swamp, isn't it, pretty much?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a North Swamp Mountain. It's not at the mountain. Gotta be at one of them. It's not at Mistlands. Plains. Check the plains. I mean, there's 2 more out there, unless they've been destroyed, which is a possibility.
Yeah, a very high likelihood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Linda moved this one inland. Where am I?
South Plains base might be one of them.
South Plains, yeah.
Down to the southeast.
Mm-hmm. Northwest Swamp 1, we'll try.
Yeah.
We're going to put up our flag outside like we had the Cinco de Mayo.
Nice.
I hear an abomination.
Oh, fun.
Stomping her. No, that's in a swamp.
Yeah, I doubt we'd have left our boat in a swamp.
Yeah, not right in the middle of a swamp, we wouldn't.
A magical boat.
Yeah. Queen 2. South Plain. There we go.
These locks don't.
Nope. There's a workbench here, so there was clearly a ship here. In fact, no. This is where we sailed from. This is the place where we got the one to bring back to base.
Right.
I'd say they're gone.
Oh no. There'll be some pesky neck attacking
That's
it.
it, yeah. Yeah. That's normally what it is. The neck swims out to them.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Explore, we know it's not there. South. Let's try south. That's a newish portal, I think. Oh, it's by the coast.
Alexa, how long I have left on my...
No wreckage. But nothing here. I've been through pretty much all the portals. Those ships are gone.
Right.
If there was wreckage, it's sunk.
So we could take up. We've got iron at the.
Yeah, just make, I think it's 80 iron nails.
Yeah.
Take those up. 20 fine wood, I think. Or is it 40 fine wood? Ancient bark.
Miscellaneous. 40 fine wood, 10 deer hide, 100 iron nails, and 40 ancient bark.
Yeah.
Cool. So we need more fine wood.
Oh, there's tons of ancient bark in here, so...
Yep.
Why don't we do it in a raft? That would be an adventure.
Could you imagine trying to carry all the iron at the same time? Or well, all the green metal?
Yeah, trying to outrun a sea serpent, we'd be dead in no time.
Yeah.
100 iron nails. Do you want me to make the iron nails, or are you making them?
Yeah, you make them.
Okay.
And we'll have to just jump to a plains to get all the fine wood.
Yep.
I'll jump into bed.
Okay. Nails.
Actually, I'll grab you the deer hide.
Yeah.
It was 10 deer hide, okay.
Okay, that's 100 iron nails. I'm sure the other ships will turn up at some point, but at the moment...
Yeah.
40 ancient bark, okay.
Here's a bunch of deer hide for you.
Cool.
Pockets of fine there.
I know I just need 40 fine wood. We have it here, do we? Nope, we've got 9. I can just run outside and grab it.
Well, we could run to the plains base. Well, the locks farm. There'll be loads of fine wood around there.
Oh yeah. Alright. Sleep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're going sailing. You lie on the battlefield. Dreaming eyes turned up to a sky. Ah, it's never going to read it out in time. Not with my stumbly voice. A full paragraph. Right. I reckon low level food will do it. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
I can't for the life of me remember where we put the harpoon.
It's on the ship.
Okay.
It's on the ship that's
I'll
here at
go
the
grab
base.
it.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
It is foggy. Ooh, wow, look at this. This is cool.
Where you at? You at the Locks farm?
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks so much better now that it's all finished.
it does. This is like a
It-
proper battlement. It's cool.
Yeah, it's this farm. Cool.
Excellent.
And there's workbenches hidden underneath it all. I haven't seen a single mosquito attack on the locks.
Excellent. Workbenches are working. So.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. Because it was getting annoying, wasn't it? The moment that they'd have babies,
Oh yeah.
all hell would break loose.
Big fat.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from those trees on the coast because they're just going to do Med in. Oh, a locks, is it? Nope. Cool.
Bloody hell. Tars and dead mosquitoes and...
Oh god, here we go, yes. Where is it?
It's after a dead mosquito.
Okay.
Two out of that entire frickin' tree. Are you kidding me?
No.
I even got some tar. Cool.
Hey. I've got 24.
I have 22, so we have enough.
Wait.
Excellent.
Right, running back to base.
Yeah, there's a kind of relative shallow spot here we can put it in safely.
Okay. I'll throw you the wood.
There we go. Our fourth ship, and hopefully this one will fare better than the others.
Yeah.
I wish we could name the boat.
Name the boat, yeah, would be cool.
That would be good. And have them show up on the map too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's... I'm surprised they didn't think about putting that in.
Just one more stack to bring.
Cool.
I'll go grab it. There's probably loads of black metal around the base as well to pick up.
Yeah, probably.
Because we just keep killing them and running away, don't we? Like, no!
Yeah.
Hexa, stop.
Oh. Slam there. Actually, I ran around and I didn't see any. Normally you'd see it glowing.
Okey
Oh,
dokes.
there's some. Quick look
There's a
around.
little bit more there. A stone. Oh yeah, there's a bunch there.
There. Oh. He's drinking Dr. Pepper and not sharing. Unbelievable.
Oh,
My last Dr. Pepper.
Unbelievable.
Hey, none of that box was supposed to be filled.
right.
Okay, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a baby lox.
Yep, 5 1/3 stacks. That seems pretty good.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna jump back, grab some food, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, and we should, you know, the woods around where our main base is, we should run around that at night. Because, you know, sometimes you get fuelings out there.
Yeah.
Get some black metal off them.
Ooh. Yummy, yummy milkshake. I'm gonna get fat.
Milkshakes are very, very nice, though.
They are. I don't even know. Yeah, an entire litre of milkshake.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I would drink that. No problem. In fact, I would
Strawberry.
drink... Yeah, I would drink several of them.
Yeah. Imagine the farts.
Oh, yeah, God. Yeah, scoff down some Guinness straight after
Oh God.
it.
Just imagine it curdling in your stomach.
Yeah.
That'd give the swamps a run for its money.
Oh, yeah.
I need to suss out how to increase the cursor size in Valheim because it's doing my head in.
Versus
They
eight.
said they were adding it.
The crosshairs are the arrow thing.
Yeah, the actual cursor, yeah, the little.
Crosshairs.
Increase cursor size. It's the little sword when you're in the
Oh,
inventory.
yeah, yeah. I think it's okay, but yeah. There might be something in settings for it, no?
What resolution are you playing at?
1080p.
Yeah, I'm playing at 2K. It's just a
Oh,
dot.
jeez, yeah. Yeah.
The amount of times that I go into inventory and I have to move it around loads.
Take a look. Controls, mouse sensitivity, gamepad sensitivity, invert mouse. No, just scale. Oh, that's just a GUI. That wouldn't.
No. If that affects the mouse as well, I'll be really annoyed because I don't want to increase the GUI size.
Yeah, it might.
Let's have a look. Where is it?
Miscellaneous.
Ah, okay. No.
It doesn't. Okay. Well.
Nope. Ah, so annoying. Oh, and it's really difficult to adjust the GUI scale. Because as
Oh.
you're scaling it up, it scales the progress, it scales the interface up, and so scales your slider,
Oh.
and so it jiggles about. Oh, they've got to fix this stuff. That's just ridiculous. They should have an apply button, a little preview of the scale.
Yeah. Okay, where are we headed? We're headed back down to the main base, right?
Yeah, there's nowhere
Okay.
to go, I don't think, on the way, really. No.
Oh, there's a fish on the deck.
Yeah. Oh, nice one.
Right, we're off.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's those carps, whatever they're called. Yeah, you know, here would be cool to be able to put like a diverger lantern on the front and the back of the boat.
Yeah.
I can't see anything.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, just being able to see where your ship is on the map would be just amazing. Even if you had to make some sort of special device that you attach to the ship, you know,
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool. Well, that clear patch was brief.
Yeah. When you said we're off as we're setting off, you reminded me of an old travel song that we used to sing in the car.
Oh yeah?
So I've just looked it up online. It's a little bit X-rated, so I can't. I won't repeat it. I'll post it to the Discord later.
Do. Oh crap, what the heck?
Oh wow, island. Yeah,
This like a dead end or something?
yeah, dead end.
Oh bloody hell. Hello, storm.
Yeah.
That was a way through there. Apparently not.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh dear. I better eat something as well.
Yeah.
Shall I try and run it to the side, maybe.
Yeah, try and push it to the side a little bit. Yeah, that.
Reckon?
Yeah. Can you get back in?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're slipping nicely there. Nope.
Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, come on, storm. What we need is a storm.
Yeah. Hmm. Oh.
Oh. Uh-oh. Well, luckily enough, we have wood.
Yeah. Oh, we're going backwards. Yes. E. Oh. Come on.
Come on, we're almost out.
Looks like we're floating there. Yeah.
Yeah, we're moving. Can't see the land. Yeah, we're moving.
We're okay.
Okay, excellent. Right, we're on the move again. Yeah, I knew there was an Elder Island here somewhere, so I was just trying to map it out a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, and we're off.
Yay.
Cool. Yeah, even my glowy headband thing is barely lighting the place up. The ship is lighting up alright, but can't see anything in this fog.
No.
Oh, jeez. That's cool.
Is that the we're off in a motor car?
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't remember a lot of the verses as a child, but my sisters, older sisters, they knew all those songs.
Yeah.
There were so many of them.
Oh, yeah, there was tons of them. Then there's the rugby songs as well.
Yeah.
Those were popular.
Oh, there's
Oh, fucking hell.
serpent.
Sea serpent, then we just lost the wind. Hang on. Luckily, I've got motor. You could try and drag him into the levee if you wanted. I doubt it would work though.
No, we need shallow land for it, don't we?
Yeah. There are planes not too far away.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
Have to spin.
Oh, it's really catching up with us.
We've got the wind. He's a big one.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, the wind is directly behind us, but he's still catching us.
Oh my god. Better check the boat. We're actually quite close to halfway.
Wow, okay. Oh, another one.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wow, two of them. We've never encountered anything like this. Wow.
No, I'm going to take one of them out.
Yeah. You want me to go into the shallows? Well, it's bloody plains, that's the problem.
That's one dead.
Oh, do you want to go
Don't
back
know
and
about
pick
the
up the
other one.
stuff?
We could do, but that might anger the other one. The other one's left us alone.
You just back us up.
Have a
But
look.
it chased us for quite a while,
We
so
need
wouldn't
to
be...
repair, really.
Okay.
I'll grab 10 wood. So it's back there. So if I sort of mark it.
And I'll bring us in. We're not too far off the shore, so I'll bring us in the shore then.
Yeah.
Get ready to grab stuff.
I will be. Tiny bit closer.
You get it?
Got. Come on.
Oh, brilliant.
Nice one.
Got it? Okay. I'll bring us into shore.
Yeah. Yeah, we are definitely at 50%.
What the heck is that floating there?
A fish.
Fish? Okay. Oh crap, fuelings.
Oh, wonderful fun.
Park is here so that we can back out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Back out.
Water. Come on, fueling. Up here, up here. Okay. Rocks? What happened to the black metal?
Hmm.
Okay, backing this out.
Lovely. Wait. Yeah, I'll have to see if my sister Sarah can remember the lyrics to it.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the lyrics, the verses are not the same. I think I remember the lollipop bit, but I was quite surprised as well to find that it was a local website for where we used to live, Oldham.
Yeah.
So it must be a football team song.
Oh, must be, yeah. They have a team too, Oldham.
Oldham's pretty much Trafford area, so Manchester United.
Yeah.
And then sort of Stockport area is Manchester City.
Yeah.
Very close together. Like, not a long walk at all between Manchester City Stadium and Manchester United.
As far as I know, that's the same as Everton and Liverpool as well.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it makes sense, you know what I mean? Historically speaking, there
Yeah.
was a lot of villages, wasn't it? And having them close together made it easier to play.
Yeah. Oh. That's an interesting looking tree.
Ooh, whereabouts? Oh,
On
yeah.
the left.
Oh, it's a bit of swamp, I think.
Oh, it's just a tiny patch of swamp. Like out in the middle of nowhere. Wow.
And it spawned one of those trees it lays down.
Yeah. They were heading out into the ocean again by the looks of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, if anybody's watching, apologies for there not being a stream yesterday. But
Yeah.
the server crapped its pants.
Exactly, yeah. But we got it back up, so it's good.
It was a mono update for all you fellow Linux users out there.
Mm-hmm.
Mono, cross-platform, but not quite as cross-platform as Java.
Version conflict.
Hmm. I remember someone saying a couple of months back that Mono is now not much of a thing on Linux because Microsoft has released .NET. for
I
Linux.
was surprised. I was surprised to see it. I was, the heck?
It's
I
like,
saw it in the
I think
logs.
I'd rather run mono.
Yeah. How's the ocean? The ocean is great and welcome and good afternoon, Emma.
Hey, Nemo. Oh, it's lovely. We had two serpents at the same time.
Two serpents at the same time attacking us, yeah. Very nearly wrecked us.
Couldn't outrun one of them.
Is it my imagination, or is the boat not quite as fast as it used to be?
It does feel like that. They were very close, so probably
Yeah.
did get their tails tangled.
Yeah, they were very, very close. It just seems a little bit slower. Well, we don't have all the wind right now.
Oh, is it because we've filled it with... Well, we haven't filled it that much with stuff.
What the heck? What do we hit?
Probably a fish.
Probably a fish, yeah. There we go.
Dastardly fish.
9 minutes before I can do motor again. But we're not too far offshore now. Apparently there's a mountain directly ahead of us.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to see if I can just replace the image of the cursor in the game files with something big and chunky.
Your game is now corrupted.
Yeah. They said they was adding one for high DPI displays.
Yeah, but I mean it's still early access, so you know. All that stuff will, I mean, I'd say that's the kind of last thing on their minds right now.
Yeah.
It's getting the Ashlands done, the Frozen Lands done, optimizations, and then that'll be probably the last thing to do. Hello, Kraken, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Leviathan up there on our right.
Nice. We appear to have lost all of the boats as well.
Yeah, we made a new one. We've two at the moment, one at the main base, and then this one that we're sailing back to the main base. But there's two out there somewhere. And I reckon they just got wrecked in deep water. Where they were parked is probably deep, and that's the end of it. Though the wood should have floated, you know. And I didn't see any wood floating around. So maybe they're still out there somewhere. Oh, bloody hell. Come on, wind. I don't want to have to go through those shallows, so I was trying to get us down south.
Yeah.
Let me spin around here. Yay, sunshine!
A sunny day in the ocean. Ah.
Imagine if there was mods later on that could put in like Greek and Roman triremes and stuff. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah. Little baby island.
Yeah, will it expand? Doesn't look like it.
Oh, looks like it's expanding a tiny bit.
Yeah, that's Black Forest out in the middle of the ocean. Cool. Okay, looking good so far. And this is all new ocean. Oh, there's a Leviathan.
Yep.
Is that a Leviathan?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
is. Yeah.
I've never seen the underside of them. Someone's told me that they have faces.
Yeah, apparently at times you can see these two big green eyes or something. If you catch
That's
them
so
at the
cool.
right, yeah, if you catch them at the right angle. They're giant turtles, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
That would be cool to see one of them. Like if eventually like kind of they rose their head up, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Whoa. Tiny patch of rock.
Yep.
Yeah, we're on the other side of those shallows I was talking about. There's an island in there. An awful lot of rocks around it.
Yeah.
Three minutes from Moder.
Nice.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of stickers with that flag too. It was really cool.
Hmm.
They were actually giving them away for free to try and get more people to put them up, you know.
Yeah.
Our neighbours across the street have their one up, so we'll put one up too. I think it's probably up already. Did you put the flag up? Oh no, she's just putting it up now. Huh?
Oh, and Ada are turning over rocks in the
Oh,
driveway again.
lots of fish. Okay, we're not too far out. 1.5 minutes off motor. Let's turn it slightly.
Yeah, Pride's happening on the 29th of July in this city.
It's an entire month over here. Actually, you know, it should be every month, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess it's good to kind of, you know, have a focus for a month.
Yeah.
Get people
It's
organized.
hard to fund it.
It is.
Well, it's not particularly hard now to fund it, I suppose. There's a lot of corporate
Yeah.
bigwigs that want to be in on it. We'll probably get Siemens, Ericsson and stuff like that.
Google.
Yeah, Google will probably throw a bit of money our way.
Even Cork City FC, you know, their corner flags and their pitch are pride flags.
Nice.
Like all year round, like.
Yeah, I'm going to break the habit and I'm going to go this year. Because I never really go.
Yeah.
But I've heard that this year it's going to be run properly, so
Excellent.
because our city has our council has a horrible habit of shoving it into a corner.
Oh, yeah.
But this year they seem to have actually caught on that you can't get away with that anymore.
No, definitely not.
It brings in so much money.
Oh, yeah, big time. The extremists that are against it, you know, they might shout with a very loud voice, but they're actually a tiny minority.
Oh, no, it's just a few Karens now, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to find themselves on the wrong side of history very soon.
Mm.
Right, meadows. Okay. Should be seeing the base soon-ish. Directly ahead. Turn, you're heading straight for the other ship. Ah!
Yep.
There it is.
Yep, it's loading in.
We're surfing in. Cool.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Put the wood back. Okay, so I can carry 38.
It's cool seeing the two ships here.
Isn't it?
You should dress up as Disco Stew.
Yeah. Oh.
The white flares
Yeah.
and the platform shoes.
A big afro.
Yeah. There we go.
Right. Cool, I got the serpent meat.
Excellent, because they make really good food. Ooh, look at a big flash of lightning.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice, I'll go fill the smelter up with it.
Yep. That'll keep us going for a while. So we've got plenty of black metal, plenty of iron. And plenty of food.
Yep. Actually, I should shove the serpent into the fish box. Wow, yeah, loads of black metal. Perfect.
Oh yeah, absolutely tons of it. Food. Yeah, we're good to go. Now, so if you were to cover the whole of the Mistlands, like, you know, just light it up completely, clear all the mist, will the creatures still spawn?
I reckon so. Maybe if we was to put down loads of workbenches and protect them, that would stop it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's workbenches that cause it.
yeah.
It's the first thing they run to attack.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can find some fuelings running around the woods.
One bronze nail, 4 fine wood.
So Nima, how often does your base get attacked? It seems to be kind of a rare thing for us now.
It is, isn't it? Mine doesn't get attacked very much.
Yeah, maybe that's it, that we move around so much.
Yeah. Right, I put the harpoon on the wall there, just behind the red flag.
Okay, cool. Oh, wow, we've got plenty of wood.
Yeah, so that's it then. If you spend too long around your base, they show up.
Okay.
I guess it kind of mixes the gameplay up a bit.
Yeah. That's cool. I just wish kind of we'd more attacks from, like, fuelings or something. Because we get good stuff off them.
Mm.
Here. Once I don't have any bones.
Leg is done.
Cool, did you take a picture? cool. Share that in Discord. Share that in the Discord. That's really cool. That looks great. No, we just wait for the trolls to show up at the front door.
Yeah.
Go back to your own country, you goddamn leprechaun.
Stop chopping down our trees. Coming here, stealing our rocks, marrying our grey dwarfs.
There. Where are we keeping the buke berries?
I think I started throwing them into a food box, actually. I can't remember where they are.
There they are. The
Cool.
middle food box.
Yeah.
Jeez, the oven is out of wood again. Top that up.
Yeah, my fire's almost out of wood as well.
Well, good news is we have plenty of wood.
The rest in another fire.
Hate that when the extra goes in. Okay. We put up extra fortifications, Nemo. Now we have 3 ballistas on the rooftops pointing in different directions, which is really cool.
Are they all targeting
Brakes.
drakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we have a major attack from something else, we can change them over. Oh, there's Thor. Viking Santa. Off he goes.
Pew pew.
Okay. We'll light those lamps again.
Yeah, true. Coming back to daytime.
Looks like it. Cool. Did you see the picture in Discord?
I'll have a peek. Yay!
We're rising up. Right, we're lit up again.
Is that even a gay pride flag? Like,
Uh-huh.
there's no green on it. Oh, it's a very dark green.
Yeah, it's transgender as well, up at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different colours.
Mm-hmm.
The orange is a different orange as well. But the green looks black from a distance.
Yeah. Well, we don't need the green anymore. I mean, you know, we don't. We decided a long time ago that we weren't going to represent leprechauns anymore, so, you know.
I'm still confused why we needed to have all these different flags anyhow. The idea of the rainbow flag was that it's
For everyone.
everything. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've often wondered about that too. But I guess
It's
it's
probably just a bunch of idiot gay people getting in on the argument or something that
Yeah.
started it off. Hmm.
Well, I think transgender people definitely needed a leg up, you know.
Oh yeah.
They were like, they've been under siege.
Well, to be fair, I don't think it's got any less difficult being a gay man.
Yeah,
In fact, I think it's got a bit more difficult since a lot of pundits have added a lot of controversy to the topic for both
Oh,
gay
yeah.
men and transgender people.
Yeah. Well, they're going to do that. They're going to use it for propaganda, you know.
Yeah, it's all about just creating controversy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And the guys on YouTube and places like that, like, I mean, they're only creating controversy to get clicks.
Hmm.
The more negative
The
they
way
are,
I see it,
you know?
as being a gay guy, I'm an ambassador. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I show to people
Yeah.
that gay people are normal. I don't run around
Yeah.
screaming my head off, like demanding things from people.
Yeah.
I'll just turn around and say, I disagree with that. I don't think what you said was very nice, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I won't run around and go, how dare you, like
Yeah.
that. Like, because
Yeah,
I know that if you go around breeding contempt, you get it back.
Exactly, yeah. If you get up in people's faces that bad, like they're just going to put up a wall and get defensive.
Exactly. You're not gonna break through at all. I know some people might call me an enlightened centrist for saying that, but it's worked for the past 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've managed to get an awful lot of rights
Oh yeah.
over that time period. And all I see is in recent times it's got worse,
Yeah.
if anything.
It depends on what part of the world you're in. Like I was saying earlier on, I mean the extremists shout with a loud voice, but there isn't that many of them there compared to what there would have been 30 years ago.
And they're very organised. You know,
Yeah.
they go after certain areas like Uganda or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
send down their missionaries, poison the well.
Something wrong with that, like. Exactly, yeah, you know.
Get the ear of some prime minister.
Yeah. I mean, you know, 30, 40 years ago, like, if you were gay and walking down the road, you know, there was neighborhoods you just got the shit bait out of you, you know? That was...
Yeah.
That
Well, I'd
doesn't...
argue that it's starting to get a little bit like that in some areas now.
Yeah, but not as widespread as it used to be, you know? I mean, it was, like, nearly everywhere, you know? You got to be very careful.
Like, it wasn't... What I think it was only a couple of years ago that two of my friends had to move out of their house, sell the house up because they kept getting bricks through the window.
Jeez.
And as they said, it's never been... They've never had that happen, like, since, like, the 90s.
Yeah.
So, I think it is getting worse. I wouldn't dare hold my boyfriend's hand in the street back when we lived together.
Yeah.
Around 2003, I probably would have done.
Yeah.
I felt a lot more comfortable with it, but now that all this news is going on about it.
And in Ireland, it's the opposite. It's like completely, you know, progressive now.
Yeah.
Whereas 30 years ago, they very definitely were not progressive.
Oh no. That society unfortunately was riddled with religion, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And nothing ever good came from that.
And I was delighted to see, yesterday the results of the latest census came out, and people that identify as Catholic has dropped 10%, and it's now down to 69% of Irish people. Like when I was growing up, it was 90% or more.
Yeah.
So that's great. They're definitely on the way out.
Let's hope the same's happening for Protestantism too.
Oh, exactly, yeah, because they're all the same.
Yep. Just a bunch of jingoists.
Mm-hmm.
Are you on my team? No, then I don't like you.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, that's another load of barley. I'll have to go grab the cultivator because I keep forgetting it.
Excellent. That's a lockstead.
Nice. Is it that the Explore Farm?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Are your plants out or is it too windy? Too
Let's
windy.
keep 'em up.
Yeah, it is cool how it scales.
Yeah, it is. It's done really well. And the swamp is deadly. You know when you're in that leather armor that you start off with, and you come across a swamp. Oh, it's really scary.
Even with the early level copper stuff, it's bad.
It is, yeah.
Right, let's get all this planted.
Locksmith.
Yeah, it is. Being able to spot a 1-star or a 2-star from a
Yeah.
distance, stuff like that.
Or what are they called? You know, the ghost fellas in the swamp, whatever they're called. Those guys can
Yeah.
really sneak up on you. You're running along, and all of a sudden the whole area around you lights up, and it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I think that's one of the bad guys that's got a different attack pattern from all the rest, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is a sneaky one, that
He
ghost.
is. A wraith, yeah, that's it. Yeah, we have a wraith trophy, or we did have one. It's up somewhere. I think it's down in Linda's place. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. They're cool. Yeah, they look cool. I'm not sure I'd hang it up on my bedroom wall, though, to be quite honest.
You keep thinking someone's in the room.
Yeah.
It does have an ominous quality to it.
It does. Okay. Now, what's up next? That's the question.
Yeah. Why is my back hurting?
Yeah, my back is super. I got back into weights again the other day. I think it's
Yeah,
just
I need
stiff
to
from
do
the
that.
weights.
Needs to get nice and lithe, ready for the pride.
Mm-hmm. Disco stew.
Yep. And then find that sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Teeth, please. Teeth now.
Can you buy me some dentures?
Yeah. And a fancy cup to keep them in overnight.
Yeah, by the side of the bed.
With jiggly eyes on it.
Yeah. um, yeah, we didn't put up any more decorations in the food place.
No, not yet.
How, how did, oh, the floating deck? Yeah. That would be an interesting one. You could put black marble pillars underneath it. They're very strong.
Yeah.
They'll hold it up at a good height. I'll check on the locks.
Yeah. It should be, hopefully, breeding while I'm planting all this.
Hopefully. Well, there's another baby. Yeah, there's four locks over there, 5, 6, and a baby.
Cool.
Grab some cloudberries.
Yeah, I went and picked loads, so there should be a fair amount. Don't think I brought any to this base, though.
Well, we need them for cooking too. Back at the main base.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, there's a rock floating in the air. Cool.
Oh, wow. Oh, is that rock that I was chopping down and forgot to take the top out of?
Yeah, for some reason it hasn't collapsed.
Yeah, it's too close to the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep meaning to sort that.
Ah, there's cloudberries.
So how much have we got left after planting all of that? 172.
Here's Linda is cooking. Awesome. There we go. As far as I know, we are having curry for dinner tonight.
Oh, lovely.
Which is kind of one of the main dishes we have in this house. Because we both love curry.
$50.
Wow, those windmills are going fast.
Yeah, I thought I should take advantage of the wind quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Okay.
I'll kill the locks.
Yeah, there's 4 locked meat back at base.
Nice.
Not that we've seen, because if you look at the height of the windmill, it's up pretty high, it'd be above them. They might get hit on the back, though, if they were able to get up here. Oh, you picked up the cloudberries? Ha.
Did I? Nope.
Okay. Usually ate those fast.
They
Yeah.
do. Greedy locks.
I feel like a vampire when I jump off the wall. I kind of glide down.
It's great, isn't it? Every time you do it, make a vampire noise. Linda's going, Shake, stop it.
Yeah.
We know you're gliding.
I freak out enough when I put on my Vader helmet.
Yeah.
In the bedroom, red lights on.
Yeah. That's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Okay.
And another locks trophy.
Excellent. What we need those for something, don't we?
A bait.
Bait, that's it, yeah. Or trollfish or something.
Yeah. Oats. Oh well. Ah yes, we need black tar for the boxes.
We have plenty of tar. We can go get some anyway, like, it's not a problem.
Oh cool, that's that. I'll cook up some more black metal as well.
Excellent. More bread on the way.
Lovely. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of flour now.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I left something. I dropped it by accident on the top of the Queen dungeon. If you could just pop in there and get that, that'd be great.
Okay. It'll be 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm dead. I've never seen a lock snoop get their snoots booped by the windmill. But I've had it once where the wind was going fast and I jumped past the windmill and got knocked right into the air. That was fun.
Oh, it'll actually hit you like and it'll knock you into the air if you jump up or something.
Yep. If the windmill blade just comes up beneath you as you're jumping over it,
Yeah.
you get quite a lift from it.
Wow.
If I wasn't wearing this cloak, I'd have been in trouble, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when I was building the fortifications around the Locks farm. Just didn't think and just jumped past it and went bang straight into the air right over the barley farm.
Yeah.
And I went a big distance as well.
Wow.
Must have easily gone twice the height of a windmill, or 3 times the height. Ooh, okay.
Oh, wow, okay. That'd be interesting. Oh, we'd be dying like all the time if we'd PvP on.
No.
Jeez. Accidentally. I'm just testing this new sword. Oh! You hit
Run at
me.
a Seeker to attack it and we'd both end up dying from PvP damage rather than the Seeker.
Yeah.
I was going to redesign the stairs actually, you know, in the Locks farm to stop them from being able to get up.
Yeah.
Put a wall alongside it and make it come up higher, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're always nudging each other up, aren't they, onto it?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want Locks running around the barley farm again.
No. Stomping everything.
I know. Little gits. I just hope that we don't have to repair the wall that much anymore. Now that we've done those upgrades.
Yeah, well, there's nothing kind of spawning near the wall anymore, it seems, so we should be okay.
No.
As long as we stay away from there at night, because it's at night when the fueling spawn.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah, I've watched those videos as well, Nemo. Sort of boat tobogganing.
Yeah.
The ones where they put the ramp right at the bottom so they just launch the boat for miles. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I'm still convinced we're going to find our ships out there somewhere.
Yeah. Who will?
Someday we'll come across the ghost ship out in the ocean.
We'll call them Bonnie 1, Bonnie 2 and Bonnie 3.
Cool. Ooh. Great. Cool. Right, ships are repaired.
Nice.
Chicken's doing. Pretty good. Definitely feed though.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that, there's meat. Yeah, you know, until you get chickens, you're kind of thinking, oh, look, I've tons of seed. But, you know, they go through it pretty fast.
They really do. We tried a little bit of Conan Exiles last night as well, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We jumped in there. It would take a bit of getting used to. I don't dislike it. I think it's got kind of good elements to it. But I've kind of been spoiled by Valheim, you know.
Yeah.
Valheim is like looked at all those games and just streamlined it all, you know.
Yeah, it has. Conan's got some clunky elements, like you build a campfire and then you throw the wood and the meat into the same space.
Yeah,
And the instructions on the right-hand side do not make any sense whatsoever. Like,
yeah. It feels very clunky, and the movement. Like Valheim, though the graphics aren't as good, they are still very, very nice in their own way. And it makes the game feel a lot smoother than Conan. Conan just feels a bit clunky. But like I said, it's not bad. And I'd say if you kind of stuck at it, you could kind of get used to it.
yeah. The problem with Conan is in the battle system is when you swing with a weapon, you don't turn to look where you're pointing.
Yeah,
You swing where you already were pointing, where you pointed your character with the sort of the keyboard.
yeah.
So that is a little bit of a clunky thing that Valheim doesn't have. Valheim's battle system feels a lot more dynamic. Oh, you never know. Maybe that'll start happening. Well, I don't think it will, but maybe it'll start happening when you level up.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it works like that. That you know, you get the better armor you get, and you know, the better food you get and stuff like that. It kind of increases, and your skills increases your movement and stuff like that. But yeah, no,
We
it's not
couldn't
bad.
find any way to join a clan together, could we?
No, and the building system was weird.
Very weird.
Like in here, you know, we all contribute to the building, and you know, we can run into any of the buildings we want. We all own them. Whereas in Conan, they seem to be private, which is weird. You know, like Daisy built a house and I couldn't get in. I couldn't open the door.
You couldn't even build nearby, could you?
No.
You had to build a distance away.
Yeah, because you had claimed that patch of land. Just weird. I had to go to a different island, just a little ways away.
Yeah, I can understand it being that way because of trolling and stuff, but
Yeah, if you're on a public, if you don't have control over, you know, if it's PvP or whatever.
oh, Bomas is talking.
Like the way Lottrin
What?
does houses.
Thank you, warrior. We who lived on in this shape were denied the peace of death for too long. We go now.
Wow,
That's what he said.
cool. I haven't seen that before. Linda say that? I don't know.
I didn't catch it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a cool trophy. One of the best trophies in the game.
11 Days to Die. I keep meaning to have a look at that one.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, that's a good idea. We might take a look at that one as well. Let me add that to my Steam.
And
You
I
know,
like
Steam.
the way Lotro houses.
The way Latra does houses. Yeah, but I mean, you can't build your own house. You just kind of buy it, and it's on its own kind of neighborhood server. You can't craft there. You can't do it. Well, there's minor crafting for decorations inside the house, rugs, that kind of stuff, wall hangings. Well, I was going to go in and add it to my Steam, but you know, Steam decides it's got an update and needs to restart, and if I do that, I'll be booted out of Valheim.
Yep.
So I will add that to my Steam later on.
It's already in my wish list.
Oh, cool. Remind me of that, so because I'll forget.
Yeah. I'll copy the link out and put it in the Discord.
Yeah. Wait, let's see. There should be tons of eggs there.
Hmm.
Good. They'll have. They still have cloudberries.
Yeah, it'd be nice to play a crafting survival game that isn't just, you know, randomly generated.
Yeah. Well, that's good too. Like, so you get the option.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so it's a randomly generated world and then throws in the pre-made buildings.
Yeah. That's good too. That keeps the game alive.
It does.
Cloudberries over.
Hey. I'm going to take down this old chicken coop, I think. Yeah.
Hmm. Um. Yeah, I would pop out of the game for a second and update Steam, but you know, after yesterday, I'd probably get a message telling me that there's a mono conflict.
Yep. Wow, yeah, that was a lot of iron.
Oh yeah. Those fences use a lot.
And I'm thinking, start building a new bit of building here.
Where the old chicken coop was?
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea. And what did you say to me, Linda? A second ago, you said something. You were cooking something, or?
I didn't.
Oh, okay, I thought you said something. So what are you cooking? None of your effing business.
Making onion, pasta salad. I'm gonna.
Ah, okay. You're gonna kill me with the smell of frying onions. Lovely.
Mm.
Smell of frying onions. Just incredible. Let's take a... Wow, okay, yeah.
Yes, sort of make it maybe line up with this building and just extend.
Yeah. Who the hell dug up the concrete?
Oh, isn't it? Right, stone cutter. Actually, may as well just make a new one.
Yeah, there's one outside by Black Marble Building.
Okay, I'll make a new one. We need more around the base anyhow.
Yeah.
Grab a bit of stone, a bit of iron.
Oh, great. Mike Pence is joining the election.
Ah. He really is a bit of a dimwit, isn't he? As if he's going to get any support from his base.
Won't get any from the Trump base, that's for sure.
Exactly.
I'm glad because he is really dangerous. He is a real extremist.
Yeah.
Religious extremist.
He's the true definition of the word sycophant.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And it's bizarre.
He'll do whatever someone wants.
He's the classic case of rebelling against his parents. Because apparently his parents were actually full-on hippies.
Oh.
Yeah, which is... I mean, he went a complete opposite way.
It'd be funny if it came out that his original real name was Sunshine Pence or something like that.
That would be brilliant.
Child Pence.
Yeah.
I hate my parents.
Apparently he does.
Silly name. I got bullied. Okay.
Wrist plate would help. Well, you'll be delighted to know I got more seeker meat.
Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah, one of our traps caught a bunny. Cool. So they are starting to work. One of them, anyway. Yeah, I mean, it just, like, I'd normally not be into survival games at all, but Valheim really captured me. Like, I really think it's a brilliant game, or will be when it's finally released.
Yeah.
I love the RPG side of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the way, like, it doesn't technically have character classes, but it does. you choose your class by the armor that you wear, which is really cool.
It really is a genius idea.
It is. It's brilliant.
Right, that's the stone floor sorted.
Excellent. We've got quite a bit of bunny meat.
Nice.
Will I pop over and say hello to the Queen? Briefly?
Yep.
I'm not gonna save you.
What does the Queen say? Rawr, rawr, rawr.
Yeah.
So we can probably extend. Yeah, we can possibly knock a door through here somewhere.
You could, yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of room there. Have another bar, or have another door coming into the bar.
Yeah.
I am being murdered here with the smell of frying onions.
Added garlic.
Oh, yeah, and the garlic's just gone in.
Oof.
Ooh, there's some black marble. Where did that appear from? Won't say no. Scary as hell. It is so spooky in here, and the sound that she makes. Oh!
You've really gone back in there, haven't you?
Yeah! Getting out now. That's cool. I need the thrill, you know, it's...
Yeah,
It's-
you're a bit of a thrill seeker.
Yeah. Great thing about fighting is that, like, you collect tons of black marble.
Yeah.
So where's Linda planning on, I guess she hasn't decided yet, on the floating deck?
Not yet, no.
Where is she building it? Oh yeah, that's coming along great.
Hi.
Uh,
Alexa, hello. Come on. No, I don't want to hear.
Have one. Beer's there. There's one mountain left, and then the rest are pub beer. I love that. It's craft beer, but it's just called pub beer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you pass me one out, please? It's only very light. My extraction isn't for like 2 weeks. Well, a week and a half.
Than sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
There we go. Pub beer.
Lovely.
Nothing fancy. What are you cooking on the barbecue? Pork.
Chilies. For the,
Chilies.
pasta salad.
Nice. Chilies in Anaheim chilies in pasta salad.
Oh, lovely.
And then curry for dinner. Okay. Good, we're way ahead on SAP, so you need that friend thing.
Mm-hmm.
See.
Right, so...
Bloody fog again. So, folks, stupid fire alarm. As you can see, Daisy likes to build buildings and then tear them down.
Yep.
It's just a thing he likes to do.
I'm just building, everyone hating.
Yeah, right on the other side here is just a purple flag. That can be moved.
Yeah.
Take that down for you.
Sweet.
What the heck? Why can't I rebuild it? The ingredients went to the other side of the ball, right?
I don't see them. I might have picked them up.
Yeah.
Nope. If it's
So-
the ingredients for the flag, I haven't.
So you don't get the ingredients back for a flag? Well, okay.
Oh, that sucks. No, there must be.
Yes,
It
yeah.
must have just gone somewhere weird. Ah, the
Oh,
roof,
no,
yeah.
You don't.
It's on the roof. Yeah. Let me... There they are. Okay.
Never gotten them back, so I've never.
Alright, let's see. Nice. Oh, it's a purple one, okay. Right. And it's back.
I'm tempted to put a rounded one in.
Oh, that's cool. I like that doorway.
Yeah, I thought I'd go for a little bit of a
Yeah, something a bit
Good theme
different.
design.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, that's really cool. And we have plenty of copper and stuff to put up lights.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this place is looking really dark. No, the lights are lit. When it gets foggy, it gets really dark. Have you noticed that? The
Yeah,
light.
it really does.
Yeah, because the place is lit up. Okay.
Furniture, only one that. But copper. Oh,
Still warm. Oh, I can hear the chickens going crazy. Ah.
yeah. There we go.
I'm making uncooked meat platter.
Lovely.
Texas, come!
So were you able to find a late night barbecue joint?
Oh, I wish. That's 45. Why are you doing that? Come on. There we are. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
That new herb grinder is really good. Oh yeah? Oh. Okay, cool. That's 5 meat platters. That'll be handy when we go back to get the queen.
yep.
The honey glazed chicken too is really good.
Hmm.
And if you can hear all that noise behind me, guys, just, you know, it's okay. That's Linda mashing potatoes. She's not killing a goose. Okay. Oh, yeah?
I've never done.
Oh, it's your new handheld thing. Wow, cool. Excellent. Where did I want to? I'm still. Maybe south base. South plane, there we go. Have a look at it.
What? Shepherd done.
There we go. That's our new blender, handheld blender. It is a blender, and it's not to be confused with another device.
Mm-hmm. Take
'Cause
note, Google. Just because I like Blender doesn't mean that I like blenders.
Hey,
Ooh.
we accept everyone in this household.
I kind of like that design.
Yeah. Well, she said it works really well. Definitely.
Oh, of course there's going to be
Oh.
a bit of wood sticking out from the top of it.
On the new building?
Yeah. Oh, I was liking that design as well. I might have to hide it or something. Oh. I suppose I could take those out.
Don't look now, but there's someone smashing up the base.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I like that roof. That looks really cool. Oh yeah, that's really cool. A bit different too.
Hmm. Oh, it was a nice way of hiding the edges of the roof being a bit wonky.
Yeah, it is.
And also extra strength.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Actually, it looks really good from the outside. Yeah, it doesn't look wonky at all. It looks really
I
good.
took away the bits that were sticking out the outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that looks really nice.
Cool.
Did you break it down? Or you decided not to in the end?
Yeah, there was diagonal pieces running up on the sides,
Okay.
but I got rid of them. They were poking out the roof far too much.
Well, you could put a door here where I'm standing. Wanted
You're
to.
standing there? Okay.
Yeah. Wanted to. Yeah, there you go.
Sweet, I'll just move that along.
The lounge area.
Yeah.
Or the smoking room. The pub.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
More
Oh, caught a squirrel.
lights.
What?
Oh, caught a squirrel.
Oh, the crow caught a squirrel.
Oh, yep. It's that time of year where they fight
carrying
squirrels.
that bloody thing.
He's struggling to lift it up.
They're utterly hilarious crows when they get started.
Yeah.
Although it can get dark quickly. When they're in a bad mood.
Now, up in the north... Where is that base? Northwest, or, yeah, well... Southwest.
Oh yeah, that northwest mist.
Yeah. There is a boat marked on the map out on the coast there.
Okay.
Let me see. That the one? Yeah, we were saying earlier on that it would be great to be able to see your boat on the map. That'd be really fantastic. Oh, that's not it. It's not Northwest Mist. Oh. This is
Ellen.
pasta, fried onion. Cottage cheese, chili.
Ooh.
Mmm. That's really good.
I'm glad you like.
Well,
Oh yeah, that shift button to stop snapping to grid has really helped with that bit of building. That looks really nice now.
I love peppers. I love garlic.
Mm. Have you ever had stuffed peppers before?
Mm-hmm.
They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we make them all the time. We grill them.
Mm. Never had them stuffed with lentils though. That's an idea.
Stuff with lentils. Oh, that'd be nice.
Mm. There's some real peppery lentils in there with loads of garlic.
Miso or what? That would be delicious. The Ethiopian dish, that would be lovely. Stuffed in peppers.
God, yeah. That would cool it down, wouldn't it?
No, that's actually quite spicy itself. So the pepper would hit you first, and then like a minute or so later, the miso what would hit you, because it's a bit of a slower hit.
Yeah.
North Swamp, I think that's the one. Oh no. No. It's not Mountain. You know that. It's not the Queen. Or is... No, it's definitely not the Queen. Plains. I don't think we have a portal up there.
It might have been one of the ones that got lost in the move.
That we moved it somewhere else?
Yeah, maybe.
That's up too far north. I love the look of the swamps in this game because it's real kind of Sleepy Hollow stuff.
Yeah.
South Plains, that's Explore. And that's just south. I don't think we have a portal anymore. Yeah, it might have been lost, like you said. Oh yeah, when Linda was moving all the portals over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Major storm raging over here. Remains of a boar. I'm not seeing anything floating in the ocean. I have no idea. The only place I can think of is that base that's up north.
Yeah.
Or over to the west, like southwest.
We haven't been there in ages though, have we?
No, and I'm trying to see, like, if you look at it on the map, I think it's actually the mist. Well, it's out here. We marked it for cores. We gotta have a portal out there. It's...
Yeah.
No. It's where the extractors are. It's the Explore base.
Yeah, that's the Explore base, that one.
Yeah. So maybe out on the coast there, we just forgot about it. We've got a ship out there.
Hmm.
I'll go take a look. Oh, we're all going after refueling. Okay, I will just stay away and collect cloudberries.
Hmm.
This is the last place that I can think of.
Yeah.
Either it's here, or it got destroyed somewhere.
Potatoes and pasta salad are done. I left a unholy mess in the kitchen.
Okay. There it is. That's where it is.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, so that's one of the missing boats found.
Oh, yeah. That's where we came from, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Oh, there's another boat as well, marked.
Where's
It's on
that one?
the farm base one. It's there.
That's probably where they are. Yep. I'm betting
I
that's
do
where it
remember
is.
one of the bases being one where we travelled quite a distance away.
Mm-hmm. I'm
We'll
betting
go have a
that's
look
where
there.
it is. Yeah. Should I leave this one here?
Can do. If it's in
Uh,
good nick.
it is. Well, I just repaired it, so. I think is there any place? There's not really another place to move it in that's closer. Well,
Mhm.
no, not really. Just swamp. Okay. Yeah, so I can check down at that other place as well. Right. Well, we found them, our missing fleet. Wouldn't they all look cool all parked back at the main base?
Oh, definitely. The Armada.
The Armada, yeah. The Valheim Armada of 2023. Hello, Locks.
Oh,
Well, oh, that's cool.
yeah, they.
Excellent. Our new congresswoman.
All right. I had trouble getting onto the list, the mailing list.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad that mystery is solved, and
Yeah, that's been doing our heads in, hasn't it?
it has, yeah. What the heck happened to all our ships? But that's good. So now I think should have 4 ships. Yeah, 4.
Yeah,
If
hopefully,
that, we definitely have 3 because that was the third one. Actually, I think we had 3 before, didn't we?
I think we've made quite a few.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4. Okay, that's good to know. Well, we didn't do much exciting today, but we did have a good voyage. It's been a while
Yeah.
since we had a voyage. Got some nice building work done. Especially out in the farm. That new wall is cool.
Oh yeah.
This building is really cool.
Yeah, quite chuffed with it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh,
Wow,
see?
those trees
I
are really
see
moving.
what you did. That's great.
Yeah, just kind of, you know, extended the snotty goblin a little bit. I'm thinking the toffs can come in and just rent this space out for their own private meetings.
Yep. They'll gentrify the place.
Yeah. Hey. Check on the boats here. Yeah, we have a good bit of black marble, so if you need to make some black marble pillars to hold up your floating deck, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Those are looking... Yeah.
Oop, fireplaces are out.
Again?
In the main bar.
Ah, okay.
There we go. Get a bit of glow going.
Do action.
We've been hanging around... Well, I haven't, but Daisy's been hanging around the main base
Ages,
for
yeah.
ages, and we haven't seen an attack in yet. So. See?
We've been asking for it.
Yeah. The last
Nothing
attack
else.
was... Ewlings.
Yeah.
Circlings.
Circlings, that's the one. Yeah, I'm quite surprised.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a whole day. Been hanging around this place.
Well, I made it to Google Search Labs. Woohoo!
Mm.
That's a controversial topic around these parts, and a bit later on in Discord, you will see Daisy's very long written essay in triplicate about why
Yep.
he will never ever use Google again or buy a Tesla.
Have you seen his latest one with Elon Musk in court? It's absolutely hilarious. You know that he made a whole bunch of promises about Tesla that
Yeah,
didn't come to fruition quite a while ago.
yeah.
His lawyers have said that the footage of him making those claims are deep fakes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard that. Yeah.
And this footage is of him at various conferences in front of hundreds of people.
Mm-hmm.
He can't get away with that.
I don't think so. Interestingly, another thing he said recently, and I think he's actually probably right in it, is he said be very careful with your money and what you're buying because the housing market is probably absolutely explode. I think looking at it, he's probably correct on that. It's something has to give. You know, young people,
Oh.
they can't afford to rent, they can't afford to buy. You know, anybody like 55 down really is stuck in this mess unless they've inherited something. So something's going to have to give. Like,
Yeah.
you can't have a situation where nobody can afford to rent or buy. You know.
Yeah.
So I
The
think
housing market's always the first thing to feel it.
it is, yeah.
Predicting that the housing market's going to be, turbulent is a bit like turning around and saying that, the price of food's going to go up after the Ukraine war. It's
Yeah.
kind
No,
of
he
obvious,
he
really.
reckons it's not just going to be turbulent. You're going to see house prices like collapse. Because it doesn't make any sense to have them as high as they are, given the modern technology we have and giant contour printers and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We have the technology to build lots and lots of really good cheap housing, but we don't do it because we're afraid to upset the market.
What we've got at the moment in the UK is a lot of landlords are getting out of the business.
Yeah,
They're getting fed up of it
yeah.
because they're not making the profits that they used to make.
No, they're not. I mean, unless you're one of the lucky ones that's like inherited property from like a parent or grandparent or something, and you're renting that out. You're going to be you're going to be making money.
Yeah.
But if
Well,
you're buying a house, you're paying off a massive mortgage, so the rent you're getting in is just about covering your mortgage. You know.
Yeah. Well, they're greedy. Like, the government's brought in a load of rules about efficiency. So if your house isn't very efficient, then you need to get new double glazing and cladding and all that sort of stuff, and
Yeah.
efficient boilers and all that. That's what they're all getting upset about.
Yeah.
They're going to have to make all these improvements to their second homes, and
Yeah.
they're not going to see the improvements from it. It's only their tenants that will. It's just pure greed.
It is. Yeah. That is pure greed. I can understand it with the real small-time ones that I mean, maybe genuinely, not that there's many of them, they just don't have the money to do all that.
Yeah.
Without like a government grant or something, but not the big ones. Like, I mean, the big ones can easily do that.
Yep. That's the one. Well, the Conservatives have been real sly with it. Water heating.
Yeah.
They've said, we won't give you a grant now on these horribly inefficient gas boilers that are actually really efficient.
Yeah.
We're going all in the heat pump systems.
Yeah.
And so what we'll do is we'll give you a grant for £5,000 for your heat pump system, but it's going to cost you £20,000 on top.
Oh, that is just, yeah, that is just
Evil,
unbelievable.
isn't it?
It is, yeah. But like I said, I mean, it can't go on like that, you know?
No.
Like, if you look at America in like the 70s, you know, people could afford to buy a house. You know, like a nice house, you know, there was plenty of housing there. People could afford to buy a house and, you know, raise kids, put them through college, all that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, unless you're a multimillionaire these days, you can't afford to do that.
Yeah. I remember my mum saying how much she paid for her first house, and that was a 2-bedroom, and it was something ridiculous, like about 8 grand or something. I can't remember what
Yeah,
it was. It was shocking
yeah,
how low it was.
in about 1980.
I think 1975, I think she bought it
Yeah,
originally.
uh,
It was one of those little Mancunian 2 up 2 down things, but
yeah. Yeah, my mom, ours was the same, like, small little, you know, those little box kitchens, but we'd, like, a nice big living room then, and then, like, 3 bedrooms.
yeah.
And she bought that, and I think it was about 1987, I was, like, 14, I think, for 27,000, I think.
Hmm.
It was, like, no, nothing.
And now you're looking at like nearly £250,000, aren't you, for the tiny little
Oh,
house?
yeah, yeah, the last I heard, that house, it was over a decade ago, but it was, like, I think it was like about 300,000 or something like that, 360,000 or something.
Yeah. A lot of this is down to landlords. They've
Mm-hmm.
been snapping up houses like crazy,
Yeah.
and they won't release them. Like down my street, there's probably about 3 or 4 houses that have been snapped up by these landlord agencies, and they're looking for people to rent them, and nobody wants to rent them.
Yeah. And in 1954, 55, you know, under Black Rock Road, when
Yeah.
when my grandparents bought that house, there was 5 of them went in to buy that. There was like my grandma, my granddad, my great grandmother, and my grandaunt. Yeah, 4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh no, 5 of them because Granny was there as well. The older one again, the great grandmother was there as well. She was actually from Brooklyn. Um, they went in and bought that house in the Black Rock Road. It's a big old Georgian house. For £800.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and so it's about 1955. No, if it's been done up, I don't know if it has. But I'd say the new owners probably did do it up. It's would probably sell for millions. Because we all know about the famous Black Rock Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a little bit of black metal. There was a feeling outside.
Cool. Yeah, they do appear in the Black Forest at night.
Sweet. I'll make some more of those boxes.
Yeah.
Wood.
Like in places like Dublin, like I have no idea how young people are affording to live there. Like, I mean, they must be driving hours into work, you know, every day.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the rents are thousands of euros. And that's why all the businesses, you know, all the business owners, the restaurants and pubs are screaming at the government saying, we can't get staff. Well, yeah, because nobody can afford to live in the area.
Mhm. Don't worry, trickle down economics will sort it.
Oh, yeah. Crazy.
Thing is, half of these business owners voted for them in the first place and thought they'd actually be good.
Yeah, exactly.
That didn't work out very well.
Yeah.
Exactly, Linda.
No, you
Minimum
can't.
wage now.
Yeah.
It's a pauper's wage.
It is.
How do they expect people to live on it?
Yeah. Oregon did something about their minimum wage. All right, I think it's up to like $15 an hour, but that's only half of what it needs to be with the cost of living. Like that's how high our cost of living is. It's crazy. And I think the federal minimum wage hasn't changed since the 1970s.
Yeah. It'll never go up, Linda, so long as there's this boomer class
Yeah.
that have absolutely no idea of what it's like. They
No.
need to do what they did over here, where they did a show and they made famous people and politicians live on the street to see what it's like. And that actually caused quite a few changes to happen.
Yeah, boomers have no clue. They think it's still like, the 50s, 60s, and 70s, like when they were around, they were young, and they were out buying houses and stuff like that, and like we just discussed, like there was houses abundant. We're under attack.
Yep.
Sulfur, awesome. Houses were abundant and really cheap. Jobs were really good. I mean, the American minimum wage was actually very good in the 70s. It's just that it hasn't changed since then.
Yeah. It's like on Big Brother. There was it was Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah.
There was a rather nasty lass, I forgot her name, bitching about how people on benefits get so much money, and she started saying something ridiculous like £1,000 per week.
Yeah.
And so Big Brother turned on the microphones and said, "Oh, just a quick fact check. People on benefits get around £76 per week to £90 per week."
Yeah.
And she burst into tears and started making it all about her, going, "Oh, I can't believe that. My boyfriend gives me about 500 quid per day. How can you live on 90 odd pound per week?" Like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, you really are that out of touch.
Yeah. They are. It's that's what happens to human beings. Like when you're living in, a really privileged way. When you grow up in a privileged way, it's like the Marie Antoinette thing. Let them eat cake. I don't actually think she said that, but she's famous for it. And it was explained that it wasn't that she was trying to be mean in saying that. She literally couldn't understand why they didn't eat cake, because when she runs out of bread, that's what she did.
Yeah.
She couldn't comprehend that there was not a world out there where, 'cause she'd spent her entire life living in that big palace.
Yeah.
Never left. Yeah.
And they don't know, a lot of them don't know that they, how oppressive it is to live on the same frozen food every day.
Oh yeah.
As well. Like,
very damaging.
Yeah. It's so bad for your diet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for your health. But they'll turn around anyhow and say, well, just eat jam sandwiches then. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
You can't live on jam sandwiches your entire life.
No.
And that's what you're suggesting is basically that. Like,
yeah.
I can't live on sugar and starch and gluten.
No. It doesn't work like that, yeah.
They'd, like, half of these upper class, they'd have a heart attack if they couldn't have their favourite French wine,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's another rule for us.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it and lump it, basically.
I got another trophy, another circling trophy.
Nice.
Those are very nice.
Just collecting the barley flour.
Cool. Yeah.
It's the idea of Linda making prison wine.
Yeah, we have done it. Well,
It's
not
my
prison
prison
wine.
wine.
I've made wine out of the
We
Welch's grape.
Yeah, we made that. Oh, it's about 7 years ago now. It was.
You know, homemade wine can be absolutely amazing.
Harsh.
It was pretty harsh. Yeah, it wasn't amazing, but it certainly did the job. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
It got the job done.
To get rid of the harshness, you have to leave it to mature for about a year afterwards, don't you?
You do, yeah. But we were impatient.
Yeah. It'll be sharp as hell.
Yeah.
Friend is
Better than
actually
Mad Dog
giving away a
2020.
load of his homemade wine. He
Yeah.
was saying the other day he's got too much.
Wow. Yeah, my friend in Ireland, one of my friends in Ireland makes blackberry wine every autumn.
Oh wow.
And it's really good. Blow the head off you like, but it's really, really nice.
He said that a couple of them is found in his shed. They're 10 years old.
Wow.
If they haven't corked, and they're elderberry as well, if they haven't corked, they'll
Yeah.
taste like a fine Cabernet Sauvignon. They really will.
Oh yeah, that'd be lovely.
We had a 7-year-old one from him once, and it was just divine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a couple of bottles of it because we drank the lot,
Yeah.
and there was the hangover from it was virtually non-existent.
Same as craft beer, most craft beers. You could drink craft beers all night and, very little side effects the next day. Because they're not loaded with all the preservative chemicals and stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got some elderflower wine as well. That's my favourite.
Yeah, the blackberry wine that we had was like, you could get drunk in the fumes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Set it
Yeah.
on fire, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a fair few that have ended up like that. Where
Yeah.
it's like a spirit.
Yeah.
Well, like a port or something almost.
Yeah.
So we haven't fortified it, I promise. Some more coal in. There we go.
And probably the best beer that we brewed. We were about 50-50, when we were brewing it. But when we did get a good one, they were really good. Made the White House Honey Porter. Those are actually, you'll be glad to know, open source recipes. White House.
All right.
Yeah, cool. So they do two. There's a White House Honey Porter and a White House Honey Ale, and they're both really good. If you use real honey, not the fake
Yeah.
stuff. And we made an English honey bitter. That was just divine. And we made it with Oregon organic honey. It was just lovely. We had those beer boxes at the time too. Fermented it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's silver. It's not tin. Okay.
Yeah, they look very similar. They're just shaded slightly different.
Yeah, there's the tin. There's another thing to get, more tin. Cool.
we
Upgraded the
need-
cultivator.
Cool.
What was you saying?
There should be a lot more tin around the coastline again.
Yeah.
I love the way
Oh
the
no,
chickens.
it's alright. We've got loads of tin, it just hasn't been smelted yet.
Yeah. I love the way the chickens work properly now, and they actually run towards the seed.
Yeah. None of that just crushing into a corner thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was so infuriating.
Oh, it was, yeah. 3 eggs. There's lots of chickens there, though. We do need chickens too for the honey roasted chicken.
Yeah.
$17 eggs. Yeah, no, it works now. Like, I just put in seed, and the whole lot of them just went straight towards the seed. It was really cool.
Yep. We'll hear them clucking like crazy.
Yeah, I just heard them start off there. Okay, so I harvested the honey too.
Mhm.
Cool. Working away. I really like that black marble building. It's really growing on me.
I know, it's great, isn't it? I haven't been in it in a while, actually. I should go have a look.
It is. Oh, there's some iter here. Oh. Strong. Aha. Roof.
That's a
What? It's not a mistake. It's supposed to do that. Oh, stuff going on the roof, yeah. I thought you meant the iter damaging things. Oh, good, we got plenty of black metal chests now. Wow, that's a heck of a lot of flour.
Yeah.
I love the look of this new armor too. I think it looks cool. Wonder what the Ashlands armor is going to look like. Will it be kind of fiery?
I hope so.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
I hope the Ashlands involve some sort of mountains, or at least, yeah, it looked like a circling day.
Yeah.
Maybe when they do the south, that's going to be more mountainous regions, because that's something that's lacking a bit.
There are some pretty big mountains in it, but yeah. Mountains, big mountains with giants.
Yeah. You just come to the south and it's just a huge mountain, one big mountain or something.
Yeah.
And it just goes
Mountain
right
range,
up into the clouds.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the way you get to the top of the Yggdrasil tree.
Maybe, yeah. That would be cool. That's a few years off though, isn't it? It would be like at least a year. Because I gotta do the Ashlands first.
Well, they've made enough money now. I'm sure they should be able to employ some more people to work on it.
Yeah. They should be able to. I mean, they've sold millions of copies.
Exactly. I know there's an argument to put some of your money into your next game, but...
Mm-hmm. You gotta make the one that's made you the money popular too, because if you do, it'll last for years and years, you know? Especially a game like Valheim, with the modern community, and, you know, with potential expansions in the future, that kind of stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. Did you see that announcement that they made about mods recently?
No, what was it?
They said they appreciate the modding community, but there are modders out there at the moment that are restricting access, and that you have to pay to get into their Discord or whatever to be able to get the mod.
Yeah.
And so they've said that completely ruins the spirit of modding. You do it for the love of it. Stop charging.
Yeah. They're right. I'd agree with
Very
you with
much.
that. Yeah. You look back to the days of like Rome Total War, like in the early 2000s, and the Lords, their modern community was incredible, and it was all volunteers, you know. It was a lot like the spirit of Linux. Very similar.
Well, the original Quake modding scene, you know what I mean? Like, most of the people that did that ended up Team Fortress 2 developers and working for Valve.
Yeah, that's what happened to the Lords. They all went on into big jobs in gaming and stuff. Yeah. In fact, I think they have their own games company now.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
The only time I can see charging for a mod being a viable option is if you have to run a lot of servers to support the mod.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like that, definitely, you know, at least have a donation system.
Yeah.
Where people can donate, you know, like a Patreon or something. But not charging outright for it.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, we're well stocked up on bread. Yeah, we're pretty much stocked up on everything. Yeah, cool. Alright, will we call it there? Been on for 3 hours?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
You know what time, so it's just gone 10 your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be time to don the funny hat and get some sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, guys.
A little candle out.
Yeah. Reading by candlelight, you know.
Yeah.
Going up the creaky stairs.
They are creaky.
Alright guys, thanks for watching, following and subscribing. I don't know if we'll come on over the weekend. If we're around we might. We either are or we're not. But we'll definitely be back on Monday morning, now that everything is working great again. With some more adventures in Valheim. I'm not sure what we'll do, but probably take another look at the Queen. And we have plenty of areas to explore, that's for sure. We need to figure out what to do with our boats, whether we're going to leave them where they are or move them to kind of a safer spot next to a base, you know, rather than just being sitting there out in the wilderness. So anyway, have a fantastic rest of your day and a great weekend, and we will catch up with you guys on Monday.
Aye, see you later.